What attracted me to landscape architecture? I've got a bit of a convoluted history in terms of my entrance into landscape architecture, is the fact that I have a background in criminology and social psychology in the UK and worked in the prison service over there. And it wasn't until I came into my kind of OE and moved to New Zealand that I decided I wanted to basically work with a different clientele and work with it in a different industry. So I was kind of looking around at courses and things, and it was landscape architecture that really appealed to me. And it was mostly because of the way that you can use landscape architecture to really influence the way people use space. And the way that social interactions happen in space is really where landscape architecture can play a big role. I think it should aim to be it's got several focuses. I think it should aim to be, sustainable, ecological. To me, it basically pulls in all of the different industries and all the different areas that people can work in and brings them all together. So, you can work with an architect and work with an urban designer and work with an ecologist. And it is very much a role that brings everything together and influences place. My philosophy around my work is I'm relatively new to the profession. I've only been in it for 7 or 8 years now, and I think I'm still finding my driver and my philosophy. But I like the fact that we are a conduit to bringing a lot of the kind of different sort of elements together. I like that we can learn a lot about kind of ecology and a lot about architecture, and we kind of sit in this central space. So that's kind of a good philosophy of mine, is to keep working with multiple kind of entities. At Auckland Council, I was on the design review side of things. So I was very much providing specialist landscape and visual advice to people and to applicants as they were lodging resource consents. So I very much spent a lot of time reviewing other people's work and providing comments and providing either suggestions or going to meetings in that sense. My new role at Boffa Miskell is kind of what they class as the other side of the fence. I'll be actually working for the applicants. I'll actually be doing the work from the ground up instead of reviewing at a later stage. So that's the biggest thing that differs between the two, is actually doing the work as opposed to providing like a review after the work has been done. I think I am particularly young to be Vice President of the NZILA. I have a lot of I have only 8 or 9 years experience in the industry, and some of the people who have previously held that role have been in it since the inception of landscape architecture in New Zealand. So I'm particularly young, but I also think I'm pretty dedicated, and I think it doesn't harm to have someone who's on the younger side or who's relatively new to the profession in that role. I think I will be able to bring a lot to it, hopefully. And I've also kind of been on the exec for a while, in terms of I know a bit of the history, but also really looking forward to where the executive is going to take the NZILA in the next few years with the kind of reform they're talking about and with the governance review. And I'm still hoping to keep very much a day-to-day focus on my portfolios. So that is very much, I'm involved heavily in the awards, and so I really want to keep pursuing that and to really refine the awards process along with the awards working group, and to make it kind of better and better each year that we do it. But also as Vice President, I suppose I'll be standing in for things that Brad can't attend, so hopefully doing a bit more of a kind of region-wide focus on things. But in terms of achieving as well, I think the biggest thing for the NZILA this year is this governance review. We really need to figure out the way we are set up and how we operate as a system. Now with so many landscape architects kind of under the umbrella, we really need to figure out more of a streamlined approach to it.